Gonna be fair here, it's gonna be a pretty busy February, and I just got done recording the moment, so I might as well edit it after. But that movie I was talking about at the end of what I just said a minute ago in my time, but my last video, that movie The Real Authority saw is Iron Lung, a movie that I was actually really excited about. Because Markiplier is one of those YouTubers who you can't help but respect, but also YouTubers transitioning into Hollywood or movie making. Like, that's absolutely inspirational. Like, in my honest opinion, I may want to become a filmmaker myself. And it's YouTubers like Markiplier who are paving the way for people like me to find that aspiration and love for film. So I might as well say out the gate, I'm not the biggest fan of Markiplier, but I have seen some of his stuff, and I have never played Iron Lung. I did a bit of research after seeing the movie to see if there were any parallels, but it's clear that Markiplier is absolutely passionate about the project, so I might as well just get into it. Simple premise is Markiplier plays this convict in a submarine Iron Lung thing. Apparently I didn't connect the two until I looked it up. But yeah, he's basically submerged in an ocean of blood in which he has to try and gain a DNA sample while dealing with psychological as well as real terrors that may kill him off and doom the world. And I gotta say, first off, Markiplier, like, he's an entertaining YouTuber, but I feel like here, he really is a good actor. I was surprised at how good he was. Like, it doesn't feel like a Markiplier. It actually feels like he's trying to commit to a more dramatic and serious role, because this movie really does not have a lot of comedy. Maybe one joke, and I mean one. I mean, he also wrote this, but I'll get to that a bit later, and also directed, so I guess I'll get to that now. But both elements are really just making this movie more respectable. Say what you will about the movie, and I will in a minute, but Markiplier absolutely deserves respect for what he did, especially with a less than $3 million budget. Like, dude, Hollywood movies are costing over $100 million, and a movie like this in Hollywood hands would probably cost like a decent 15 million. Granted, 15 million got us Godzilla minus one, so it's quite embarrassing how Hollywood just continues to spend so much money on movies that really do not warrant that fund. So all respect to Markiplier for actually making this movie as visually grand as it was with that budget. Granted, it's only set in really one location, but that one location absolutely gets you somewhat invested. But also, it allows the set design to really shine through. Like, it's simplistic, but it also allows the set design to really shine through. Aman Corbani absolutely did a stellar job with the set design. Like, it makes the movie feel more claustrophobic. Then again, they're only in one location, but the detail on this ship, as well as like the image thing, like they basically x-ray outside, I felt that was a unique touch. Also, Philip Roy's cinematography, like, there were many shots which were really inventive, but I also do feel structurally the cinematography was really good. Plus, it also blended the CGI pretty well. There's not a lot of visual effects in this movie, but I will say for what little visual effects they have, it was kind of freaking awesome. Andrew Holschultz's score had its moments. The movie in general had its moments. That is to say, as much as I wanted to go into this loving it, it has so much holding it back that I'm kind of sad that I didn't fall in love with it as many other people are. Let me start off with the claustrophobia. It is the best thing and the worst thing that this movie has. Like, it keeps it contained in a bubble, which I get it. Claustrophobic movies can work, but I do feel there's a point in this movie where it kind of feels too much and too anxiety inducing. That's just me, though. Like, you can make solid claustrophobic movies. I don't know why in this movie it kind of worked, but yeah, it kind of didn't. Also, the tone, like, I get it's like an end of the world sort of thing, but the tone kind of is a bit too dark for its own good. That's just me, though. Like, I'm not asking for comedic elements, but it does feel a bit too depressing, and the movie's execution isn't really selling it as, I don't know, as effectively as it probably wants to be. And I also don't want to say the screenplay is bad, because Markiplier absolutely shows his passion for the material, and it's pretty evident. With that said, I do feel like it's stuck in its video game roots, and it really isn't translating to the theatrical or movie format as well as it probably wants to be. Like, the fact that it drops you into this movie kind of sets it up as kind of, you have to discover it for yourself, and there are moments where you do wind up unraveling, like, the origin and what the hell is happening. But at a point, it does get super confusing to the point where you're kind of just lost. And I feel like after the first hour, you're going to feel that. Like, I feel like if you played Iron Lung, you'll probably have a better time. That's what's really interesting, is that the game is apparently short, and this movie's like 2 hours and 7 minutes. Maybe I'm just word vomiting all the stuff that I need to say, but yeah, the runtime, I was surprised at how tedious it was. Like, again, it has its moments, especially when the claustrophobia as well as the suspense really does land, but unfortunately, there are so many times where it does feel like you're so lost that you're kind of just falling asleep. I won't say that I fully fell asleep, but I did feel a bit of impatience with the runtime to the point where that's not a good thing. I do feel like if it was like 90 minutes, it probably would have worked because there's a lot of time in which it's kind of stalling and you can just easily tune out. Not to say that I wanted to tune out. Like, I wanted to see if Markiplier's character would get out of this situation. But the movie doesn't do a much stronger job than the basics, which is really frustrating to me. With that said, it doesn't really feel like a conventional horror movie, so I will give it that. It does feel different enough to the point where you can absolutely respect it. And I guess that's where I'm at with Iron Lung. I respect it more than I actually like it. Like, if you're a fan of Markiplier or a fan of the video game, you will definitely get something out of this. I will not deny that. Plus, if you want to support more independent productions like this, we could give the middle finger to Hollywood and show them that they don't need to spend excessive amounts of money on slop. Like, maybe some good movies come out of it, but come on, you want Hollywood to thrive in an industry with high budgets, you gotta reduce the output and the budgets. So I can absolutely respect and love what Markiplier did with this movie. It's clear the passion on screen. The mileage may vary on whether that passion completely connects with you. Unfortunately, it didn't for me. But again, if you have your expectations set on Markiplier Iron Lung, good to go. You're definitely going to have a good time with it. It's absolutely worth giving a chance, but for me, the real authority can't exactly give it a full-on approval, but thankfully it's not full-on rejection. Unfortunately, I will recommend waiting until streaming. 5 out of 10. It has its moments and is definitely one of the better YouTube-directed movies, but granted, we're in a scene where that genre is constantly growing. But I am interested in seeing what Markiplier does next with his directorial debut, because this movie shows so much potential with him that it honestly just leaves me hopeful that he can find his footing. Hopeful that whatever project he does next will be a significant improvement, and who knows, it may be a 10 out of 10 waiting. But yeah, personally disappointed, but Markiplier, do not take that as motivation to stop. If you love what you're doing, man, I respect you for it, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and comment your thoughts on the video, and let me know what your thoughts on Iron Lung were, whether you are a fan of the video game or not. Alright, peace.